This is our chapter project for Chapter 9. In this chapter, we've learned how layers can be used to manage the visual display features of a drawing. In this chapter project, we're going to create a new template file with a set of layers that we're going to use for a future project. So that's really important. We're starting off the first chapter project that we're going to be using later on. So make sure you do it right, or else you're going to pay for it later on. I'm joking with you, giving you a hard time. I've included a copy of this file that we're going to create in here. So when you make yours, you can open up the one I've done so that you can compare it. And I'll do that with a lot of the other chapter projects from this point on. So if you make a mistake, that's okay. Go back, rewatch this video, and redo it and see what happens. So to start off, we need to make a new file. We're going to open up a DWT file that comes with AutoCAD. So you should have it. It should be working okay for you. If not, I'll make sure that it's included in this chapter file so that you can work with it. So let's type in new. Click open, and that will open up your select template window. Now we want to use the tutorial-iarc.dwt file. Now this is an architectural file because we're going to be making an architectural drawing for our final project. And this is going to be the base file that we're going to start with. We're going to set it up. So we're making a new drawing. We're going to start with this template file and click open. This will bring you to a paper space tab called D-size. It's an architectural D-size drawing. It has a pretty generic title block in here already, and it has a viewport set up and some other layers and styles and things set up that we're going to need. So you can just stay right in here. What's the first thing you do when you start a new file? That's right, save. So if you want to make a chapter folder to save your drawings in, you can. That's fantastic. Or if you're saving everything to your Autodesk 360 cloud, then that's a great idea too, maybe even better. Click save. Put it wherever you're going to want to put it, on your Autodesk 360 cloud, some other folder somewhere, a thumb drive, jump drive type thing or whatever. But I'm going to save it right here so that you guys will be able to have it when you get the videos. I'm going to name the file project template. And I'm not going to make it a DWT file because it really isn't in this case. This is going to be the start of our project that we're going to use. But feel free to save it as a DWT file so that you can make a new file later on from it. And this can be the basis of your template files from now on. Click save. And here you go. So now we see that it's saved. And what we're going to do is be able to set up some layers. So type in LA for Layer Manager. Now this template file already has several layers already built into it for us. So that's fantastic. But me, I'm kind of picky. I don't like all of these. Some of them I'm going to want you to change, and I'm going to need you to create some new layers because we have other needs for what we're going to be drawing that aren't addressed here. Now there are a lot of different standards and conventions for creating layers. If you work in the United States, here we have something called the NCS, or the National CAD Standards. And that's just one of many. So you can follow along with what I'm going to do here. You can make your own, but I suggest you follow along for the case of the tutorials for what we're doing. The important part in naming layers is that you and your company create a standard so that when you work together, you know what's what. It's all about organizing and managing and working together. So when you create a system, and whatever system that is, as long as you're all working with that same system, you can all work together much more easily. What we're going to do is create a couple of layers and change some. Now there's one in here called dimensions. It's right here. Let's change that one. We're going to change the color. I don't want it to be red. We're going to use green. Click OK. Now that one's green. Now there's a wall layer here, but I want it to be named something different. So you can right click on this and select rename layer, or you can just press the F2 button. Click in the box, and we'll keep it A-walls, but call it -exterior. Press enter. Now we have a new layer called A-walls-exterior. Now I also want to make another one, a brand new one, and we want it to look a lot like this. We're going to call it A-walls-hatch. One difference though is we're going to change the color. So pick on the color, and we're going to use color 8, sort of a grayish faded back color a little bit. Now I want an interior wall layer. All right, so let's make another new one. Let's pick this line for the exterior because we're going to make it very similar to it. Type in A-wall-interior. And this time we're going to make the color blue. Now there's a door layer. I want that color to be yellow. I need a window layer, which we have, and I want to change that to color 30. So just come down here and type in 30. When you know what the number is, it's much easier to type it in than to move around and try to find exactly where color 30 is. Well, there it is right there. Click OK. Now I want a chair layer. And I want that color to be magenta, and I want it to be a continuous line type. So this text layer right here matches that perfectly. So pick it and now select New. Type in chair, enter, and that one's done. Nice and easy. Now we need a text layer, which we have, and I want that color to be white, which is number 7. Now you can type in here number 7, or you can type in the color white, and it'll be the same thing. Now we need 2 more layers, a plant layer and a footing layer. The plant layer is going to be red and continuous. We don't have one of those, so call it plant. It's continuous, and I want it to be red. Click OK. And one more layer to create a footing layer. This layer will have our footing on it for our building. And I want that one to be the color 8. And I want a different line type. I don't want it to be continuous. I want it to be hidden. We don't have hidden on here, so hit load. You can hit the letter H and it will take you down to the line types that start with the letter H. So pick hidden, click OK. Now it's an option for us, and we select hidden. Now one last thing is viewport. I want to change the viewport layer to a no print layer, which is right here. Click that one, and now we're set. So now we have several layers that are in our file that we're going to be able to use, and then we've tweaked them a little bit and added some more to it. Now when you're done with this, you can close the layer manager or not, but make sure you save your work, because I would hate for you to have to go through all of that again. Congratulations, you just started your work on your final project.